To her followers, Mahek Bukhari was glamorous, confident, and extremely close to her mother. But behind the screen, her life was spiraling into something darker. What began as a rise to fame soon turned into one of Britain's most disturbing murder cases. In recent years, the world has seen a rise in the use of apps like TikTok and Instagram as an outlet for people's creative content. Mahek decided to join the apps as a way to build her following. She often posted videos on her TikTok account with her mother. Over time, she managed to garner a large following with over 260,000 followers on all of her social media platforms. Mahek Bukhari was born in 1999 and lived with her parents and younger brother in Tunstall, a town in Stoke-on-Trent, England. They lived a financially comfortable life and seemed like the perfect family on the outside. Mahek and her brother both attended private schools, and she studied at a prestigious university where she pursued a degree in fashion. Everything seemed to be going smoothly for the Bukhari family, until a bombshell shattered their picture-perfect image. Mahek's mother, Ansreen, revealed a secret she had kept hidden for years. Given their close bond, it wasn't surprising that she chose to confide in Mahek. But what she shared would pull them both into a spiral of blackmail, betrayal, and ultimately, murder. Ansreen, 45 at the time, revealed that she was in a 3-year-long affair with 21-year-old Saqib Hussain. She said she had met Saqib on a dating app and they had started talking frequently. Frequent talks turned into meeting each other, leading to them engaging in a full-fledged relationship. During their relationship, they both went out as frequently as possible. Saqib's family would later state that he had spent around £3,000 on her during this time. However, the relationship was not just limited to going out. They also shared intimate moments, some of which were recorded for fun. The relationship continued until January 2022, when Ansreen decided to end her secret affair with Saqib. This shocked him, and instead of letting her go, he begged her to continue the relationship. He declared his love for her and willingness to do anything to make her stay with him. In text messages that followed the breakup, he would confess to how he had started the relationship for fun and that it was not that serious initially. But as time passed, he fell in love with her and was not ready to let her leave. But she was firm on her decision. She wanted to end the relationship and move on. This did not sit well with Saqib. According to call records, following January and until the time of his death, he made a total of 1,702 calls to Ansreen's phone. These calls would either not be received or last between 5 and 30 seconds only. Even with his efforts, she did not want to see Saqib anymore. Annoyed by her lack of response and unwillingness to get back together, he threatened her. He blackmailed her, threatening to expose her private photos and videos to her husband. Hopeless in the situation, she confided in her daughter Mahek about the blackmail. This news concerned Mahek. She knew that if these videos were to reach her father or any of her followers who knew what her mother looked like, it could destroy her. Her parents would end up divorcing, ruining her relationship with her father because she knew about the relationship. Her online reputation could be ruined forever. Mahek was scared that the outcomes of her mother's actions could also ruin her entire life. Mahek texted her mother on January the 4th, stating that she would devise a plan to get Saqib jumped by men. She even texted her mother that she was considering having people intimidate him, and in more extreme messages, hinted at permanently silencing him. Her mother informed her that Saqib was demanding £3,000. Mahek used this information to set up a trap for him. She texted him and said she would give him the money in return for his phone, which contained explicit videos and pictures of her mother. She told him to meet her at a Tesco parking lot where the exchange would happen, and Saqib agreed to this. Mahek had decided that if Saqib refused to give in his phone, she would have a few of her guy friends jump him and force him to stop. After agreeing to the plan, Saqib informed his sister that he was meeting Ansreen and Mahek in a parking lot. His sister instantly disagreed with him and told him not to go. She feared for his safety. His sister had once met Ansreen during one of their dates, after which she had told Saqib to break off his relationship with her. On February the 11th, Saqib and his cousin Mohammed Ijazuddin would drive to the parking lot of a Tesco located in Hamilton. This is where he and Mahek decided to meet and carry out the deal. However, as soon as Ijazuddin parked the car, they both noticed two vehicles where a group of people were wearing balaclavas and gloves. Saqib and his cousin were immediately suspicious of this and decided to drive away instead of meeting the mother and daughter. Soon after driving away, the young men noticed the cars were following them. While their car was being followed at speeds up to 100 miles per hour on the highway, Saqib received a call from Mahek. She threatened to teach him a lesson and told him he had messed with the wrong people, all while he and his cousin were being followed by two cars in a high-speed chase. Fearfully, Saqib disconnected the call and dialed the Leicester City Police emergency hotline. In what is now known as the horrifying last words of Saqib, he told the police, "I'm being followed by two cars. They're trying to block us in and ram us off. They've got balaclavas on. They're trying to kill me." His desperate call ended abruptly with the sound of a crash. Moments later, the car had slammed into a tree. The car split in two and burst into flames on impact. Both men tragically died instantly, and investigators later confirmed their identities through dental records. Due to the call to the police, mere minutes before the crash, they knew instantly that this was not just a random, tragic road accident. The police started looking at CCTV footage from the highway and areas near the crash to see if they could identify the two cars Saqib had alerted them about. Soon enough, they found two vehicles that were following his car. One of the cars, an Audi TT, was identified as a rented car. When the police looked further into the rental, they found Mahek rented it. This led the police to knock at her door just 8 hours after the crash. She lied after being questioned about how her rented car had ended up in Leicester. The police were told that she and her mother wanted to drive to Nottingham, but accidentally ended up in Leicester. She stated that it was purely coincidental that she had ended up so near the crash. The police then asked her if she had known Saqib. Mahek said that she did know him, stating that they had met a couple of times and that she liked him, so they had exchanged numbers. She lied about how Saqib suddenly posted fake, explicit photos of her and her mother to his social media account. She stated that he started doing this and, to stop, he demanded £3,000 from them. Furthermore, she told the police that he had gone as far as to threaten to kill her brother and father, and that in a desperate attempt, she and her mother had gone to meet him in a Tesco parking lot to put an end to their blackmail. According to Mahek's story, Saqib never arrived at the parking lot, as CCTV cameras showed him driving into the car park. This was a lie. Mahek then said she drove off onto the highway, where she saw a blue car chasing a silver vehicle. According to Mahek, she had no idea that Saqib was in the car, and that later she saw the crash happen, scared her to her core. The police did not believe her story, as they had an abundance of incriminating CCTV footage. Mahek and her mother Ansreen were arrested immediately, and their electronics were seized. Using these confiscated electronics, the police uncovered 6 other suspects. They were Raiz Jamal, 22, Mohammed Patel, 20, Natasha Akhtar, 22, Rakan Karwar, 28, Amir Jamal, 27, and Sunaf Gula Mustafa, 22. All 6 culprits were arrested soon after Mahek and Ansreen's arrest. All 8 of them confessed to being in one of the cars chasing Saqib and Ijazuddin. However, they denied 2 counts of murder and an alternative charge of manslaughter. The judge stated that all 8 of these people would be charged with counts of murder regardless of who rammed Saqib and Ijazuddin's car off of the road. It was noted that everyone involved wanted to cause Saqib irreparable damage, and that their intention was no less than that of killing him. Mahek Bukhari received a life sentence with a minimum term of 31 years and 8 months behind bars. Ansreen Bukhari was also handed a life sentence with a minimum term of 26 years. Rakan Karwan likewise faced a life sentence with a minimum of 26 years to serve. Raiz Jamal received a minimum term of 36 years. Additionally, he was ordered to serve an additional 5 years due to a previous rape conviction. Natasha Akhtar was sentenced to 11 years for manslaughter, while Amir Jamal received a jail term of 14 years for the same charge. Sanaf Gula Mustafa was sentenced to 14 years. Mohammed Patel was acquitted of all charges. What are your thoughts on this case? Please discuss in the comments section below.